There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new...
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, good afternoon. Ready to rock and roll on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. And yes, this is our first live broadcast on Big O Show Cuts. So this is our backup channel. This is our second channel that we're going to start incorporating more things. We got more live programming that we're going to add to this eventually. And so that's why we got to get a push to get this thing to 1,000 at least. So we've got to do that. So we figured that today we are going to do the show from this channel, and hopefully we will get some of the folks from the regular channel to join us throughout the week. They'll join us here. We were able to, by the way, go out to Dolphins camp, which was a lot of fun. Got to meet some of you out there. Not a lot. I really would have liked to have met more people today out there at camp, but that's all right. It's everybody was enjoying themselves, and great atmosphere, man. That is the one thing that really stands out about all of this is the atmosphere. People are pumped. People are pumped. I think they're excited. The place was jamming. The vibe was awesome. As the team came onto the field, the chants were going. You know what? I could probably play for you the beginning of what was going on in camp, since, of course, we were there and we filmed it. And the greatest fan base in the history of the planet, obviously got it done. Let me see if we can let's do that. Let's see. Let me give you here's a feel for those of you that weren't there today and you're wondering, how did it go? What was the feeling inside the practice facility? How did the fans enjoy it? Well, how about this? Let's give you a little taste of what went on. Here we go.
Everyone, I know y'all feeling the same way I'm feeling right now. Can I get a whole yeah? Can I get a whole yeah? Come on, man. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be electric. Plays made on both sides of the ball, man. So, guys, make sure you bring energy because we need y'all, man. This sun ain't no joke, man. Get your popcorn ready, man. Let's do it.
That was good, man. That was a lot of fun. The rookie, by the way, I cut it short there, but the rookie lineman, Blaze Andries, did a wrestling style type of deal where he smashed 2 cans of energy drinks on his head. It should have been Edge energy drink, of course. That's what it should have been. myedgedrink.com. Get 10% off. Order anywhere in the country. But that was good. That was good. That was good. That was a lot of fun. Again, the vibe is just absolutely awesome, man. It was good. It was good. Yes, today, this morning, throughout the but this morning into the midday, I guess, because that's kind of where we kind of left around 1:00 overall. Pretty hot, not blazing because we were under roof, and we thank the Dolphins once again for creating stands that are completely under roof, I gotta say. All right. That's pretty cool to be able to do that. All right. So thank you very much, Miami Dolphins. And we definitely appreciate it, man. Okay. We definitely appreciate the roof. Because that definitely helps out. Okay. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right. It looks like the man, the myth, the legend that is Cameron Wolfe is ready to go. I promised you the Cam Wolfe. Cam's going to join us now at 3, and then we're going to have Marcel LJ going to join us at 3:30. So we will have 2, besides myself and telling you what I thought happened, we're going to have also Cam with his KSDT CPA Miami Dolphins and NFL report, and then Marcel LJ will be joining us at 3:30, and he will have the myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins report.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolfe.
All right. There he is. And this is the debut on our second channel, by the way. Today we're doing it on Big O Show Radio Cuts, actually. Yes, because we've got we're living and learning in this whole digital world, and we actually are going to need a second channel and a second channel that can go live too. So we've got to kind of build that up too. So it's just one of those the new monsters that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's we figured out that if we have to, the platform grows to the point where we have to cover 2 different things at the same time. You can't go live on the same channel twice. So you gotta you're gonna have to have 2 channels, and so. This is the second channel, and we appreciate everybody already tuning in and subscribing, and please share out there. Cam, good day today. I gotta say it was a pretty sharp day overall. And if anybody had doubt that Tua could throw a deep ball, well, I think they just saw that this Saturday.
Yeah. The whole idea that he couldn't throw the deep ball was silly to me. I even mentioned it on TV yesterday. We've been on set on NFL Network last 2 days talking Dolphins. And, the whole element, I think people need better context. The whole deep ball element came from the lack of amount of deep throws, not the inability to throw the ball as a whole. So today,
you can't block, you can't block, you can't throw, bro.
Right. So today he was throwing balls 50, 60 yards in the air with ease on the money. And people are going to say, well, he's got to do that in the game. Well, yeah, we're going to see if he can do it in the game. But I had no issues with his arm and the ability to throw it 50, 60 yards. He showed me that time and time again in practice. And today was fun. Like, the dope element for me is like, for example, for the audience, I'll give you perspective. Today I had a TV hit at 10:45. Practice starts at 10:35. And so I know Tyreek Hill is going to do his kind of hype up the crowd thing, but I want to tell the TV audience what he's going on. And so I'm trying to run back and forth and do it and still be ready for my hit. And I'm like, I really hope that Tyreek makes it worth my while sweating over here, running back and forth. And what does he do? He does a backflip. He pumps up the crowd. It was an excellent backflip, by the way.
Yes.
Great form. I'm not a gymnastic expert, but I give it a 10. And he goes in there, and then shortly after, they immediately go into deep throws. Deep throw one-on-one. It's like they knew exactly what the fans wanted. They wanted to hear from Tyreek, and then they wanted to see those deep balls immediately at the jump. So I don't know if the Dolphins did it intentionally for the fans, but it felt like it. And so I think it was a great day to see that for fans who may have still had questions about it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was done purposely, but I think one of the things that you see is there was a lot of running too. So their identity is pretty clear on what's going to happen with this team. And while, yeah, of course, you want deep shots and you want chunk plays, and you saw he hit Waddle on a really nice one also. You're also going to get a lot of running, because in the end, if you can't run, you can't pass either, on top of all of that, okay? You need a block, you need a run. The two areas that they failed in miserably last year, which will then make you very predictable and very easy to defend. And now you're looking at a team that is going to use a lot of misdirections. They're going to use the running game they're going to try to use the running game to their advantage. And in order for you to do that, if you do that, you're able to also create a passing game out of it too. So I think you saw all elements of it, because Chase looked good too, right? He looked explosive.
Yes. And that's a good point. So like, it's interesting because we get so caught up in, we only have so much finite time to talk about certain players. So we almost always talk about Tua and Tyreek and Jalen, right? And so you forget about the run game. And so like yesterday, for example, we did TV for 4 hours and we didn't get to talk about the run game at all on Dolphins. Like they were talking obviously other teams and different things like that, but we did maybe 15 minutes worth of Dolphin content between Willie, myself, and Scott Hansen. And we didn't mention run game at all. So I was like, today I'm going to make it a point to talk about the run game. And of course, this is a day where, like you said, they run the ball a bunch. Chase Edmonds is looking really good. I don't know if you guys saw what I had posted on social media, but Chase Edmonds had a really good detailed response about how he's transitioning from the inside zone to the outside zone, because he's run inside zone his whole life. And he's talking about sort of the mental elements and some real football-y conversation that I love, because it educates me. And then Raheem Mostert, you got the guy like Raheem Mostert coming off injury, but he knows McDaniel's system like the back of his hand. So he's flying through those holes because he knows exactly what you're doing. But put those two together, the guy in Chase Edmonds, who I've heard several guys in that running back room call the bell cow, and Raheem Mostert, who's the speedster of the group. And you get that 1-2 punch. It kind of reminds me, and I'm not saying they're this group, but you think about 1-2 punch. I talked with Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris today. You think about the 1-2 punch, and that's what makes running games so effective. And so I think that as much as we talk about Tua, Tyreek, Jalen, it wouldn't shock me if the run game ends up being the core and the identity of this offense.
And again, it's not comparing the players; it's just comparing the duo.
Yeah, the idea. Don't go wild like, Cam said Chase Edmonds. No. They have a long way to go before they're even in the same breath. But I'm just
they're not even the same kind of players. Actually, nobody's like Zonka.
It's just the whole idea of you need multiple styles of backs. You don't want the same. You don't want your 2 or 3 same backs to do the same thing, to run the same way. You got a Chase Edmonds who may not be the perfect fit for your system, but he does what you want in that role. Whereas Raheem Mostert is the perfect fit, but he's not going to be able to carry the 20 to 25 carry load that you may want. So I think that mix, along with a Sony Michel, along with whoever else makes the team for the rest of the backfield, is a good mix for what should be a fun, hopefully, run game that we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's and again, look, there were no pads on today, so I don't really read too much into the run game. But I will tell you what I kind of read into is the play design. And I really like the play design that I'm seeing off of their running game. And it looks, I mean, dude, when you hear Austin Jackson say, well, we really feel good about the offense this year because we know the snap count. I like, well,
yes, there should be comments, Yeah.
You didn't know the snap count last year?
You did not know last year's offense was not ideal for a lot of people in that building. So we're hearing it. We knew it, but you're hearing it from players when you hear comments like that this is a lot more cohesive. This is a lot more of a streamlined process. Like even something as simple as Mike McDaniel saying, hey, I'm going to call the plays and I'm going to call them into Tua's headset. I'm just going to be the one who does it all. One voice, one person, streamlined. It was not that way last year. A lot more complex. Simple sometimes makes a big difference.
Yeah, and today, Mike Gesicki was kind of talking about it and talking about the offense from last year. Let's hear him.
I don't think I took one snap from a receiver stance today. So it's definitely different. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to another challenge and another opportunity. It's my 5th year, my 5th different offensive coordinator. Could be like 6 if you count last year's. Interesting situation. And then, you got a bunch of different guys calling plays. This is my 3rd head coach. So, it's been a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just excited to put my head down and work, learn a new system, and keep at it and continue to work.
Yeah. Interesting situation that we had last year.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. See, that's you can tell that when
it's definitely different.
When
when
Sean isn't here.
Yeah. Got to figure out how to stop it, right?
It's not as smooth, when
right,
Sean is
right.
That was
interesting
funny.
Is an interesting descriptor.
that was just maybe 6 if you count the
the interesting situation that we had last year.
That was awesome. That was awesome. And listen, this is why from week 1 I was saying last year, coaching's the problem here,
right?
On offense. These offensive linemen are not that bad. I'm sorry. This is not this disaster that's going on. There's no method behind the madness. And that's the one thing that when you watch this offensive staff compared to what you saw last year, my God, dude, this is organized. This is like there's a rhyme and a reason to what's going on. Whereas last year, it was almost like they were making it up as it went along. And notice the transparency of what you're watching now,
right?
And the coach and everything. Where last year it was, you knew your situation was so screwed up, you had to keep it under wraps as much as you could.
Yeah. I just think about how much time we wasted last year trying to figure out who the play caller was. Like there was significant amount of time in the offseason that like it was literally like, who is it going to be? Godsey? Is it going to be Studesville? And then, oh wait, it's Charlie Fry. Who's doing? And so just something as simple as that, like even the players didn't know until some point in the offseason. Like that to me is just a silly thing to be vague with. Like for example, New England's doing the same thing now. And, maybe Bill Belichick gets away with it because he's Bill Belichick, but the whole idea of we don't know who the OC is. We don't know who the DC is. It may be Matt Patricia who ends up calling plays. It could be, Joe Judge. It could be, Bill Belichick might call. Like that whole element, to me, there so much is made of competitive advantage. Is there, what's the advantage in that? And so I think everything streamlined makes it a lot better. I still think there's still stuff to prove. Like Big O, we're at a different spectrum on the O-line. I still want to see it. I still have a lot of concerns.
Sure. Oh, God, yes.
I'm going to wait till pads come on to see if they answer some questions there. But
I'm guaranteeing you that all 5 linemen are not failures. I'm guaranteeing you.
Well, Teron Armstead's not.
At least.
I know Teron
I'm talking about the draft picks. I'm talking about the draft picks.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about the 5 draft picks. Okay.
So we're talking about Rob Hunt, Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson, Michael Dieter, who's the 5th, Solomon Kinley.
Solomon Kinley, right?
Yeah. Okay.
2 of those guys, I guarantee you, will become good players.
Right. Okay.
And these guys are really good at drafting all over the place, dude.
Gotcha. I feel you.
And
So I think
I get it. The Patriots can't draft an effing wide receiver, but maybe, well, actually, they kind of suck in other areas too. But you're going to tell me that these guys are hitting in positions all over the place and that they're going to miss on all alignment? Bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
And by the way, they didn't miss on Hunt because Hunt.
That's what I was going to say. I know for sure. You mentioned 2. I know for sure, not for sure.
One is it.
I'm pretty sure that Rob Hunt's a good football player. And so you got one. You know, you're hoping that Austin Jackson, I'm not super optimistic, but maybe Austin Jackson ends up being a really good player. Maybe Liam Eichenberg ends up being a really good player. I mean, Michael Dieter right now.
Now you're getting into the beastly territory if they get to 3 of them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
If they get to 3 of those guys that are good, then they did a marvelous job. Okay. On all of that. Because let's put it this way. I'm watching Braylon Sanders make plays now in every game. And who the hell is that guy? You know what I'm saying?
He was a good player at Mississippi.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right. It's interesting you mentioned him, and we can talk about him after we finish the O-line conversation. But guys, I see Juan Vives is actually in the chat, but like people always ask me, who stood out to you? Who stood out to you? And to be frank, like I can't, especially with my TV days, I can't watch practice continually every single snap to say who this. But I'll tell you what, every day I've been out here this week, Braylon Sanders has flashed. And so to me, that would be the guy I would point out in that spectrum. But as far as the O-line, first week is very hard for you to get any read without any pass. So if anybody tells you, oh, this O-lineman looks great in T-shirt and shorts, like what? So this week is the skill week. This week, really until Monday. Pad day is Tuesday. That's the first day with pads, which I'm bummed that it takes 5 days. I'm actually going to miss pad day. My last day at Dolphins is going to be Monday, and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks on the road, and then I'll be back. But that being said, skill week, this is receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, not even running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, DBs. That's really what you can see and grade in the first week. And then second, third week, you can grade, in the trenches.
RBs as pass catchers, we can.
Yes, in pass coverage. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Those are things. But Braylon Sanders is one of those guys that, and listen, let's go back to the offensive line. Let's finish here.
Yep.
Let's talk about the negative. Connor Williams, man, the snapping, still an issue. Still an issue. It's been an issue.
Yeah.
And this is why coaches will tell you, I can move the guy from center to guard, and I'm not as concerned because now he's playing without the ball. But when I'm moving the guard to center, he now has to play with the ball. And that becomes a whole dynamic because you have to get the snap off. You have to get it off perfectly. And then you've got to try and block. But you know that you're going to be a half a second late to block. So you're going to take on some punishment. And that creates, I don't know what you want to call it, an anxiety or whatever it is for the player. And it's one of those things that the center has to understand that first and foremost, you must get that snap right, then do your job. And plus, you also have to make the calls on the line, too. That's the other thing. But Connor is struggling with the snap, and that's a major issue that they must clean up in this preseason.
No, it's a huge issue. I remember one of our first conversations after it became clear that Connor was going to play center. I don't know if you remember, Big O. I told you that's my biggest concern. I hate the idea of paying a player who had been one position his whole career and then moving him. It just does not make sense to me. These guys are smarter than me. I promise you. Mike McDaniel, he went to Yale. He coordinated the 49ers run game. He is a smarter football mind than me. But that's the one thing he's done so far as a head coach where I'm like, huh? Really? I just don't get it. And so even hearing him, like we asked him, I think a day or two ago about it, and he kind of just said, hey, we didn't sign him to be a center. We're going to try him out here, but we know if it doesn't work, we're going to move him back to guard. And even that thought process doesn't jive with me because I'm like, you're going to waste a whole training camp playing him at a position. And if he sucks at it, then now you're going to have to figure out a new center, because Michael Dieter has been hurting the boot right now. So are you convinced he's going to be ready for that spot? I don't know. You're going to have to figure out a new center at the end of camp, and then you're going to have to transition him at left guard next to Teron Armstead, who neither of those guys would have played much together. And so to me, that is a significant concern. And that's why the O-line in general, to me, is a bigger question than Tua. That's been my view from the jump, and it's been solidified through this first week of camp.
Yeah, that's what's always been with me. You fix the line in the running game, Tua will do the rest. I'm not worried about Tua. I think Tua is extremely smart. He's a hard worker. He's a good athlete. Not a great athlete. He's a good athlete overall. Right. And he can make every throw you need on the field. But like any other quarterback, bro, you got to help the guy out. And last year he had no help. You fix that line in that running game, they're all right. But Connor Williams, brother, yeah, man, you've got to clean this thing up.
I guess my thing is I've already seen what Tua's floor is. You know, I've seen what he's going to be in his worst, and it's fine. You know, it's not great. It's not, you know, you win a championship with it, but it's fine. And so for me, if you raise everybody else up,
wait a minute, you've seen him at his worst with a bad team around him,
right? And that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to. Like this, everything around him wasn't good. So you've seen him in maybe the worst situation that he can be in. And so you elevate his situation. To me, that elevates his floor. And so maybe he never becomes a top 5 or even a top 10 quarterback, but I'm not worried about him because I've seen his floor, and he wasn't the worst part of the Dolphins last year. The O-line was worse. The running game was worse. You know, those were two things off the top of my head, and that's a half of the offense. The O-line and the running game is half the offense, quarterbacks, receivers. And so to me, Tua, obviously the quarterback, we're going to get a lot of attention there. But the O-line, to me, you plug in Teron. I think Teron's going to lock down that left tackle. As long as he's healthy, no worries there. The rest of the 4, maybe outside of Robert Hunt, I think I'm pretty good with Robert Hunt. So the 3 other spots, big concerns for me. And so we're going to see.
I was talking with Omar, and obviously we had our disagreement about this yesterday. I'm a Van Ginkel guy. And I think he's going to have a bust-out year this year. Right. And one of the things that Omar and I were discussing and arguing about, because I say he has the ball hawk instincts, and he's like, no, he's not a ball hawk. And I say, yes, he is. And today, by the way, he deflected a pass and had a couple sacks. I'm a big Van Ginkel guy.
Okay.
So you tell me, what do you think about Mr. Van Ginkel? How do you view him?
So here's what I would say. I guess technically we're not allowed to reveal starting lineups. I'll just say this. It surprised me that Melvin Ingram is getting as much action ahead of Van Ginkel that he is. I guess I'll say that way. You know, I thought that
isn't that a respect thing? That
it is a respect thing, but also typically your incumbent, which Van Ginkel would be, your incumbent starter, is a guy who initially gets those reps. And so you maybe as we evolve in time, that changes. But we've seen Melvin Ingram as a situational rusher and kind of for varied results over the last 2 or 3 years. And to me, that's the way I've had in my mind his role. Andrew Van Ginkel is never going to be the flashy guy. Like he's not going to run a 4.5. He's not this chiseled 6'5", 260 dude. He's a little bit of a try hard wild guy. He's going to get in there.
Sure. Overachiever. Yes.
He's almost like, I don't want to be disrespectful. This is the most positive way positive. He's like almost like a gnat for defense. Like he's always going to keep coming. He's going to keep coming. He's going to keep coming at him. Keep coming at him.
But he has a knack. He does have a knack for being around the football.
Exactly.
Omar wants to argue with me on that. I'm sorry, dude. I know he's not. I'm not saying he's X, bro.
Right. Right.
But he has a nose for the football. And after X and Javon Holland, maybe he's third. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else would I put in front of him. But he's a guy that I don't know why.
Does get a lot of hands on the ball.
Right, Emmanuel does too. But he forces fumbles. He'll intercept the ball. He's done all those kind of things. I know he didn't make as many splash plays last year as he did the first 2 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I really like that guy. I think he's
And
one
to
of
be
those
honest, you need some guys. You need some guys who are good, do your job, solid role players, high energy, high assignment football, selfless players to fill the roster. You know, everybody can't be a superstar. Everybody can't be a 10-sack guy. Everybody
like
can't
Skyler,
be,
or what is it, Sealer or Skyler?
Yeah,
What
Zach
is it?
Sealer. Same way.
Sealer, I think those two guys are the same thing. They make plays all the time. They're not the dominant force that you're expecting, but dude, they're
But you need those guys on your team. You need they're glue guys, you know?
Love them.
So I like Van Ginkel. I may not love him as much as you do, but I like Van Ginkel as a key part of this team. So
yeah, I think he's going to have a really good year this year. All right, anything else that you want to mention before we wrap it up here?
No, man, it's been a fun week here in Miami. Like I said, I've traveled a bunch throughout the way. I'm really happy I got to spend the first 4 days in Dolphins camp here with you guys. I'm going to try to see if I can stay for Monday's practice. I got to head to Tennessee and start some Titans coverage, but I may stay for one more practice. But I think just seeing the energy was something that stood out to me. You were there, Big O. Like, I've been here 4 years covering the Dolphins, and I can't remember just hearing the energy in a training camp practice that we heard today. And we talked about this offseason. I'm not a hopium guy. I don't want to sell that, this is hope. But I do think that the team, the building, the positive vibes, they believe that they are going to be a good team. And not like we start 1-7 and we try to make a playoff rush in December. Like, no, we could actually shock some people and be knocking on the doorstep of Buffalo. Now, I got to see it. I want to see it proven. I still think they're a clear second team in that division. I see it Buffalo and then Miami, like 2 or 3 rungs back below. But I see them ahead of New England and the Jets. And so to them, they have to bridge this gap instead of, have this gap come closer. And so I think that's a really big positive. I'm not obsessed as much about the distance to throwing the ball. I'm just obsessed with the talent, the speed. And to me, this is a team that offensively should be more exciting, which I know it's a low bar, but a lot more exciting than it has been in a long time, which will make it better for me watching games, which I care about.
I'm with you. And I'll wrap it up with this question because I brought this up the last couple of days. And then I'm watching what's going on, and you watch with this team. And, last year I thought it was such a huge mistake to go so young on the offensive line and not add real veterans. Right. And even Flowers, they really could have used them last year. You know what I mean? They needed some experience. When you look at all the trades, all the free agent moves, the face over that this team just got to get to where they're at now, because they basically filled a lot of the needs that they needed on this roster. If Flo was still here, does this team resemble anything that you see right now on the field with the exact players that you see on the field?
I mean, that's a good question. So I think the biggest thing is I don't think the guys will be as free.
There'll be no Tyreek Hill, my brother.
So that I actually asked this to somebody with the Dolphins today about Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, do you think that Flores would have traded for Tyreek Hill? And the answer was no. And if he did, he would have probably had some restrictions on how how he'd go about.
He wouldn't have come. He would have gone to New York.
And
he wouldn't have come.
So I just think that Mike McDaniel, his style works for the new age player. And in a way, not saying Brian Flores can't change and become a coach that adjust. Ideally, that's what you do after you get fired. The first time you adjust, come back better. But the first time, he just was not a coach that every player in the locker room felt like they could connect with. And Tyreek, that would have been, to me, a very difficult meshing. So, yes, I think there are players here that could only thrive in this current regime compared to the last one.
Oh, there's no way he even signs Connor Williams and Teron Armstead in the same offseason. No way. There's no way. I mean, just this team would have not resembled anything like what it looks like right now under Flo. It would have had a lot of young guys and, not a lot of veteran egos out there. He kind of shied away from that. He didn't want those guys that had an opinion in that locker room. So I'm always interested with that. All right. Well, I'll see you Monday, I hope. If not, safe travels, my brother. We will catch up next week here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, my friend. Thank you.
Will do. All right, O.
You got it. There you go. Cameron Wolfe, baby. There you go. Our KSDT CPA, Miami Dolphins, and NFL report. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, sir.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT. This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolfe. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All righty. Thank you all, as always. Marcel LJ is going to be joining us. Don't forget to order a little Nature B. We have about 36 hours left I guess tomorrow on the 31st. It is over. You buy 2 months, you get the third month for free and free shipping. And all you got to do is use our code Big O. Go to natureb.com, 27 vitamins and amino acids, 28 minerals and antioxidants. It is an amazing product that comes from clean, green New Zealand. It comes from Mother Nature, not from some lab. And the beauty is that it's great for you. It's great for the kids. It powers you throughout the day, gives you the energy you need. And of course, my favorite part is boosting that immune system. And with this virus-filled world we're in, you need every possible angle that you can. And those two golden capsules from Nature B keep the colds away from me. Go to natureb.com and get your 3-month supply. Order 2 months. You get the third month for free and free shipping. Use our code Big O Show. Oh, Big O. I'm sorry, not show. Just Big O. All right. natureb.com. Let's see. I see Josh in there. 6193. Rosendo. Thank you, sir. He says, make time for the little things that bring you joy today. Go Fins. I did. I went to see the Fins today. That brings me joy. Always. 6193. Gus 1388. Super V says, good afternoon, Big O. I was so impressed with Tyreek's classic flip. I think I will try it myself. LOL. Just kidding. That man is in superior shape. Go Fins. Can't believe football is here. I'm with you. Yo, Dotis says, oh, are you alive on the wrong channel? No, we are on the right channel. This is our second channel, Big O Show Cuts. And we really need you to help us get this to 1,000. And because that allows us to do other things that we need with this channel. So that's why every once in a while we might do a show here. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are putting videos and cuts here that you will not see on the original channel at Big O Radio Show. All right. So please subscribe to both Big O Radio Show and Big O Radio Show Cuts, and hit the notification bell on both, and you'll know when we're alive. When we're live. Hopefully we're also alive. Josh is in. Juan Vivas. Polly King 305 says, I'm about to start my own class action lawsuit against Brian Flores after watching that dime by Tua. That's right, baby. You're watching Tua do his thing. I don't know about you, but Big O, that bomb TD to Tyreek looked like money to me. Oh, man. Yes. It was fun today. It was. All right. We're going to get ready for Marcel LJ and our Edge Energy drink, Miami Dolphins report, myedgedrink.com. Folks, remember, 10% off. You can only get it online. You can't go to Publix or Winn-Dixie or Walgreens or CV. No. myedgedrink.com, one of the best elixirs in the world. When you mix it with vodka or rum, it is awesome. Or if you want it straight up with as an energy drink that has no aftertaste, zero aftertaste. When I tell you it's delicious, it's delicious. When I tell you it's smooth, it is super smooth. And when I tell you zero aftertaste, there is no aftertaste. Use our code Big O, get 10% off. Order it. Marcel Louis Jacques is ready to go.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis Jacques.
All righty, there he is looking at me smiling. He's
we had a great day today. We saw some good ball today.
To a dropping dimes.
Yeah, it wasn't
people you all don't know what the hell you're talking about. Here you go, baby. 55 yards. Boom. Right in the hands. He threw a nice one also, like a, what was it, like 35-yarder to Waddle? That was also
something like that during one-on-ones. It felt like they honestly made a point to throw the deep ball today with fans in the stands. Like, I've been watching one-on-ones all week. It's not that they don't run go routes in one-on-ones, but it felt like, especially first one out the gate, Tyreek versus Xavier Howard, one-on-one. Like, it felt like it was a point of emphasis to run that route right when the drill started. And then it felt like with Waddle, he's like, nah, like, let me run that back. I should have had that. So, no, I thought it was a strong day for Tua today. No, from what I remember, no near picks.
No.
That is something, maybe over-aggression has kind of – when he has had these near interceptions, they haven't just been like head-scratching, clueless throws. It's been, all right, I think,
no, defender made a good play.
Or defender made a good play. That guy said he was sharp, and a lot of people wanted to bring up, I've heard that he was rough late in the practice. He was almost intercepted by Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones came running full speed at the point of contact, full speed at it. It was just a perfect read. Like, sometimes, defenders get paid too. We hear it all the time. Defenders get paid too. They've made great plays. Javon Holland has made great plays. You could tell he's really quarterbacking that defense so far this summer. But I think Tua has had a strong camp. And we're only a weekend. The pads still aren't on. Not that it matters for a quarterback, but just kind of using that as a reference to say it's really early in the camp. But I think he is showing strong signs through the first 4 days of practice.
Yeah,
better than the alternative.
Listen, man, when you have an environment that you allow people to grow, then you're going to give them a chance to actually do their thing. Now, if you have an environment that is not conducive to growing because you're not giving that person the opportunity, the confidence, any of those things, then it just creates a bad situation. And I think that that's what he had, unfortunately, under Flo. Under this guy, he's embraced him. He's ready to coach him. He's ready to win with him. And so now Tua feels like, okay, I got my support with me. You know what I mean? And he's always – look, a lot of the shit that went on in the last year, it wasn't Chris Greer and Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie wanting Watson. No, dude, it was the owner. It wasn't – no, I'm sorry, it was Flo. It wasn't those guys, again, that wanted Brady. No, that was Ross and his buddy Beal that obviously is friends with Brady. Those kind of things came from the periphery. The guys in the front office, they want to prove that they drafted the right team, the right quarterback, all of that. This has been a battle for this front office, one, to stay together, and two, to be able to prove that their players can turn this franchise around without the interruptions of a disruptive head coach that they had last year, or an owner that loves the shiny objects, has always loved the shiny objects. You know how Ndamukong Suh became a Miami Dolphin, right? Do you know?
I'm not familiar. No. A
So
lot of money.
Ross is at a what's it called? A Detroit Red Wings game. Okay. And he has a long conversation with Dominican Sue there. The rest is history. The rest is history. He was enamored because have you ever met Sue? He's like as nasty as you think he is, and he'll step on Aaron Rodgers' ankle and all that.
Charming.
Exactly. Like he is 10 steps ahead of your ass, bro. Okay. If you think he's just some Neanderthal on the D line, no, he is super smart. He has a personality that will be engaging at times. You know, he's a different dude away from the football field, you know? And so that he won Ross over, and Ross loves the shiny objects. And that's what these things were. And that's what this guy has been fighting. Chris Greer and the entire front office, and then Tua. And he has all these people that are trying to interject their own opinions and putting in people. And now I think he's got that clear runway where there's nothing. There are no things getting in the way. There's nobody suggesting this. They're saying that you can't do that. You don't have a coach that's against you. I think it creates a completely different environment for any human being, not just Tua.
Yeah, and that's why Mike McDaniel, one of the first things that he wanted to focus on here is creating a different kind of culture and atmosphere. And it really just boils down. And I talked to Mohamed Sanu about this yesterday because I was like, look, Mike's not like an intimidating presence. He's not a loud guy. He's not I'm sure you've seen the criticism that he wouldn't be able to inspire a group of like a team. So, what is it about him? Like, why do you listen to him?
Dumbest thing, by the way, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Players only want you to teach them how to win and hit their incentives. They don't care how you do it, dude. You can scream it if you want. You can be cerebral if you want. But if you don't get me there, that's where they lose respect for you, dude. When you keep selling me the shit that doesn't work, the shit that's making me lose as a player, the shit that's not making me get to my incentives, that's it, dude. They don't care how you look or how you say it or whatever. Show me how you're going to make me better. That's all players care about.
That's it. That's it. And that was it. Basically, it's the trust. It's knowing, okay, this guy is smart. And not just that, this guy is smart. This guy cares about me. And those combined, he cares about making me better. And he cares about giving me the ability to feed my family, to create generational wealth, to be the best player that I can be. I trust him to do that. And he trusts me to be a professional. Like it's a match. It is a match made in heaven. Look, he is a player's coach to the T. And it's showing from an energy standpoint right now. I have always said, they start the season off Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Bengals. If they start 1-3, I want to see how this team responds. If they go to, let me see if I pull up the schedule here. When they go to when they've got that primetime game against Cincinnati, I want to see how they respond. When they got Sunday Night Football against the Steelers, I want to see how they respond. I want to see this team in the face of adversity. It's literally sunshine and rainbows outside in Miami during the summer. I want to see what happens when it's grimy, when the chips are stacked against them. That is when I can make a full determination of what kind of coach Mike McDaniel is. But as far as a person, like what kind of person he is right now, I don't think there hasn't been a bad word said about him since he's gotten here. There hasn't been a bad word, not a complaint from a media standpoint. Like obviously there are rules that a lot of us don't necessarily agree with in terms of what we are and are not able to report. But it really all just boils down to communication. Like injuries. We're told not to report on injuries that we see at practice because they would like us to talk to them about it. And Mike can offer more insight. As in today, we say, hey, Dieter isn't practicing. What's going on? Like, why isn't he there? And he adds, first or second day of practice, I think. So he hurt his foot. We're going to just take the weekend to see how he's feeling, reevaluate at the beginning of next week so that it eliminates speculation. And he wants to be honest. Like, if there's one thing that Mike does with us, the media, he wants to answer the question. And not every coach wants to do that. Like, there's answering the question and there's answering the question. You know what I'm saying? Some coaches will give you answers and some people answer the question. he's the kind of guy that wants to explain his thought process. And especially if it's something that really can get him going, like a topic he can really thoroughly explain, he'll do that. And it makes us smarter, which ultimately makes y'all smarter because we can relay that back to you. Like it is just the synergy from every angle. It has been so readily apparent throughout the first, few weeks of training or week of training camp and throughout summer or spring practices. So it's a different energy here. Obviously fans are excited since I believe season tickets are either sold out or they'll be sold out by the beginning of next week. So it's just, we'll see what happens on the field. But I mean, man, I know fans were excited from what they saw today. Like that, they needed that. I think Tua needed it.
Tua needed it, and I think it's a good confidence moment for the team too. At the same time, I think it's kind of a good bonding moment. But when we look at what's going on offense, how concerned are you with Connor Williams? Because the snapping is continue to be an issue for him. He's got to find a way to fix that. That's one problem that I got to tell you, by training camp, you need to be pretty sharp on this from here on out. You got to start cleaning that up right there.
It's reps. You know what I mean? It's reps. And when you think that, all right, once Dieter heals up, if Connor Williams can't figure out the reps, can't figure out how to snap properly with reps, then they'll bump him over to guard and move Dieter, who's an experienced center, back to that position. Like I think they're in a decent position right now. I don't think they need to scramble and try to get a JC Treader. Because you got to understand, like center is not, you're not just plugging and playing. Like you call the center the quarterback of your offensive line. He's got to be able to call blitzes. He's got to be able to make like certain reads and calls and adjustments. Like that's a lot. It's hard to just walk right into that. Like you would prefer as much time as possible to get him acclimated. I don't think it's necessarily a concern right now. We're still really early on, but we'll keep an eye on it. And I don't really think it's even been that big of an issue. I don't think it's been that big of a problem. But if this coaching staff believes in Connor Williams as center, they have evaluated him a lot more closely than I have. So I got to give him the benefit of the doubt until I see otherwise.
All right. Who else are we giving some accolades to today outside of Tua and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, who obviously all looked fantastic? Who else?
You know what I noticed today? Small, not really a small thing, but we'll see how many in the comments. If y'all were there, let me know if you saw it too. The one-on-one rep with Zakondre Wright and I think it was Quincy Wilson. Quincy Wilson, where, it was there's some jawing back and forth, some pushing back and forth, and it started to spill out into the sideline.
Yep.
But Javon Holland saw it the entire way, and before it could even begin to escalate, before those two could come together, he was right in between them and starting to push one guy, Zakondre, away.
Yep.
He was right there to break it up. That's leadership out of a 22-year-old.
Not a kid.
Freshly 22. He was born in 2000, so it should be pretty easy to do the math.
I mean, when you talk to him, you can tell he's really not.
He's different. Like he's
like one of those mature young men that I like. Like he's even more mature than I am, and I'm an old man. Yeah,
that's a captain. I'd be surprised if we didn't see a C on his chest. Okay. And then beyond the maturity, his play has been excellent. His play has been excellent on the field. There's a reason why he's a two-time orange shirt winner. They could have given it to him 2 times this week. Like I think he's really going to be special. And I know a lot of people speculate that because he was, such an intriguing kid last year. But from the bottom of my heart, I mean it. This kid is a star, and he is going to be a superstar by the end of this year. He's that good. I think that combination, that tandem between him and Brandon Jones has Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde potential. And I don't say that lightly because I think that's the best safety tandem in the NFL. But I think that's where they can go, particularly if Jones can if Jones's coverage is as good as his pass rushing ability. They give Josh Boyer the versatility and the option to do things that no other defensive coordinator can do. Like those two led all defensive backs in pressures and pass rushes last season, and it wasn't particularly close. Some teams have one guy. The Panthers have Jeremy Chin, the Cardinals have Budda Baker, the Steelers got Minka. Like you got one guy who could do that. Miami's got two. So that's what confused the Ravens and Lamar Jackson so much last year. You can line both of them up at the line of scrimmage, and either one of them could be in your face or back in center field. You never know. It makes it such a difficult read. So I'm really liking what I see out of the safeties. And also, look, man, Duke Riley has been hooping throughout the week. He is a linebacker that moves and covers like a safety. We saw it today during one-on-one, or not even one-on-ones. I think it was during 11-on-11. One-on-one with Hunter Long downfield, broke it up with ease, and I've seen him do that multiple times throughout the offseason. I think, I think he's a guy to watch for some serious reps on defense this year. Maybe not a name that a lot of people think of or discuss. Maybe he's a guy who's known more for, his family off the field or his who he's involved with off the field than what he does on it. But I'm telling you, from what I've seen this summer, Duke Riley is him right now. Duke Riley is him. So I think there's reason to be excited on defense. Andrew Van Ginkel, too, looks fast as hell out there. Fast as hell. Chased down Teddy Bridgewater like it was nothing.
That's not that difficult.
Considering the size difference and how much ground he had to cover. Yeah,
considering the size difference or the athlete, it's not even close. Andrew Van Ginkel will beat Teddy Bridgewater in a 40-yard dash, giving him 20 yards.
Okay, if you assume that when you consider Van Ginkel starts on the weak side and Bridgewater rolled toward the strong side, for him to close the gap and make him look like he was Peyton Manning, I think is significant. But it's not just the straight line speed.
He is kind of Peyton Manning.
It's his bend around the edge that I think is really catching people's eye. He looks explosive this year. When you factor him, like I love the pieces that Miami has on this defense right now. I could talk about it for hours, man. Like Phillips and Van Ginkel and Agba and Ingram. That 4-man rotation outside is, I mean, come fourth quarter, and that's going to be exhausting for opposing defenses. And then inside has been their interior defensive line has been terrible.
Raekwon has to take that next step for this defense to be really special. He has to become that force that they're expecting him to break out to be. If he does that this year, that's when this whole thing, because he will start to cave pockets. And when you start to cave pockets, you force quarterbacks out of pockets. When you force quarterbacks out of pockets, then all of a sudden you run into guys like Phillips and Agba even more. And so I think that's really the important part to this defense is the middle part of it, starting with Raekwon and those linebackers. Tyndall was flashed a little bit today. He was on the field a little bit today. So you're going to need the middle of that defense to become special, to then free up all these other athletes that you were talking about to really go out there and terrorize. What we're doing right now is you're requiring all the athletes to make all the plays. You're going to need some thumpers in the middle, and you're going to need Raekwon to really dominate. When the Dolphins had a really good defense, they had guys like Tim Bowens and Darryl Gardner and guys like that would cave in the middle and then open it up for Jason Taylor and Trace Armstrong and Lorenzo Bromell and Kenny Mixon and Agunlie and, all the different guys that they had during those stretches. But the key was you had Zach in the middle and you had Tim Bowens, you know what I mean? And I think the middle of that defense is really the key to everything else blossoming right now. That's just me.
One maybe an area of concern. I can't even really call it a concern. It's an area that I can't gush about, but I think there's a reason, is boundary corner opposite of Xavier Howard. It's been, I think Trill Williams has flashed. He's made plays on the ball throughout the week. Noah has as well, but the problem is Noah gets matched up. When he gets matched up with Tyreek Hill in practice, it's an automatic dub it's an automatic dub. So I haven't necessarily seen that he is ready to successfully contain marquee receivers, which is something that if Byron Jones for some reason is not ready by week 1, then that's something that teams are going to scheme to Igbenogany's side. But I think that his attitude, his maturity, though, is off the charts. It's off the charts. I mean, I asked him point blank yesterday. I was like, look, you told us that you have worked this offseason and been told this offseason or taught how to let things go, how to not let things fester. I'm just curious about his development. So I was like, all right, how long did that game, your rookie year against Buffalo? And I didn't even get to finish the statement before he goes, against Stephon Diggs. And he's like, yeah, that, it still stays with me now. But like, those are the opportunities that I relish, that I can't wait to get again, because I know those are situations that I have to perform in. And I didn't perform that day. I was bad that day, and it stuck with him and bothered him for a while. But he's learned to kind of have that short memory, that goldfish memory. So I don't know if I'm necessarily confident in CB2 right now, but it's just not, it's hard to be confident in any corner not named Xavier Howard when they guard Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle, is not necessarily
Tyreek Hill is gonna do that to anybody in the league. So I mean, I'm not gonna say
so. Like, I can't fault the guy. I can't fault the kid too much for it, but I wouldn't be. I just wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Trill Williams starting if Byron Jones can't go. I wouldn't be shocked. I think he's had a strong camp.
I got you. All right. Give me any other names step up for you out of left field a little bit, especially the last couple of minutes.
Honestly, I think that about wraps it up there. Everybody else is more or less as expected.
One more one-handed grab today.
Oh, Sanders?
Yeah.
It's a nice catch.
Like he has almost no
chance. It's a nice catch.
Travis Wingfield and I were talking about this. Like, I was telling him, like, Preston Williams has like no shot at making this team, like none whatsoever, because he does nothing on special teams. So you're not an impact on special teams. So you're not going to be the back end. So are you going to challenge the top 4 guys? No. So you really have no shot. This kid, again, no shot probably, but he's doing enough to like say, well, we got to maybe put this kid on the practice squad, right? Because that one-handed catch, and then he's made a couple plays already this week.
He's made some plays downfield, but like, you look at the receiver position, obviously Hill, Waddle, Locks, Wilson, Lock, Izukama, a lock. Right. Honestly, I think River Craycraft, because of what he can do on special teams, a lock. And then you've got Trent Sherfield, Preston Williams.
I think Sherfield the lock because he's a stud special teamer, Sherfield.
Like, I mean, Sherfield and Craig, you just have to think, like, how many receivers are they going to keep? Because like, what throws everything off is running back. I think how many running backs, including Alec Ingold, how many running backs they keep is going to determine what they can do at the other positions. So, yeah, when you look at, Edmonds and Mostert, Ingold, and then you got to decide: do you want Michelle? Do you want Gaskin? Do you want Ahmed? Like, it's because you're not going to keep five.
Michelle's the bigger back, the short yardage back. So, Gaskins can't do that. So remember, this is not a running game where it's really like a bell cow. It's going to be a committee type of thing and specialists and things like that. And I think Sony Michel brings a special quality that the other guys don't bring. And on short yardage, you might want to use Sony over all those guys. Look, Sony can't be trusted because he's very injury prone. I understand that. But outside of that, he's always proven that he can play. Like, he is a really good running back overall when healthy. Problem with Sony is he's had a hard time staying healthy, man.
I have to my bad. I'm a little distracted here. My best friend, my oldest friend, we met in preschool when we were 3 or 4 years old. Just got engaged. So
wow.
Congrats to Alan. Wanted to say that out loud, man. I'm happy for you.
All right.
Can't wait to talk to you about it.
You're just pumped up about the bachelor party, right? Because you're just a party animal. There you go. Back to Vegas and all that. Yeah. We got you. We got you. Party City. I got you. That's what it's all. See, Marcel is always looking for the party. So he has as many friends as possible. So that way, when they get married, he's at all the bachelor parties. Notice all bachelor parties. Marcel is in the pictures somewhere.
I've actually never been to a bachelor party, but he just asked me to be his best man. So I guess I have to plan one, huh?
Hey, see, sometimes the crystal ball is here on the show, and I knew it. I knew somehow or another you're the kind of guy that plans a bachelor party. Make sure you get the coke sniffing donkey. Okay, they'd always,
none of that.
No, why not?
None of that.
No.
Okay. I keep seeing in the comments. From what I know, Omar's doing well. Omar's doing well.
I've checked in, but I have not heard. Did you hear back from Omar?
I heard it from, I guess secondhand, but like he's good.
I haven't said anything because I've been reaching out to him, but I haven't heard anything. So yeah, I'm a little concerned. So I hope everything's all right with him. So yeah, I know that. I didn't want to get into that. I didn't want to mention it publicly, even though
it's all over. It's all over the place. It's all over Twitter. It's all in social media. So
okay, but, all right. What else you working on ESPN so Dolphin fans can check you out?
Again, I got hopefully some SC features, some nationally televised features in the works now. It's in development. Once it becomes a little more concrete, maybe I'll get a teaser. I'll sprinkle a teaser down here. I'm going to be off starting August 2nd. I'm going to go to practice, and then I'll be at NABJ for a few days. So I will not be around at training camp next week, or I'll be watching from afar. And then, when I get back, then we're back at the grind, because I'm pretty sure preseason starts that following week. So we're back, baby. We made it. Fastest offseason on record. And we're back already.
Oh yeah, well, it took forever to get here for me, bro. God, I've been dying for this thing to start already. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Catch his work there at ESPN, and of course, catch him here twice a week with myedgedrink.com. Miami Dolphins report. Remember, 10% off. You can't get the best energy drink on the planet in a store. You got to go to myedgedrink.com and use our code Big O to get 10% off. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste, and only 78 calories. That way you can look slim and trim, just like my man Marcel. Marcel, have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. I'll see y'all Monday.
You got it.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report, featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
afternoon. Welcome back. Just a little bit more here to get off our chest and talk. By the way, we got a little matchup today. The Marlins continue to take on the Mets. So why don't we do this?
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the Liquor Split matchup of the night.
All right, let's talk about the matchup of the night. Don't forget Liquor Split. Use our code BIGO15 and get 15% off your first order. And listen, $2.99. You can order your favorite beer, vodka, whiskey, rum, you name it, a little wine, some snacks, some smokes. They got it all for you there. Liquor Split, Miami's own liquor store. If you're living in Miami, Little Havana, Coconut Grove, Miami Beach, Liberty City, Virginia Gardens, Fontainebleau, Wynwood, El Portal, West Little River, Doral. Man, downloaded iOS or Android, flat fee of $2.99. And you will get it delivered right to your home, right to your office. No need to drink and drive. So download the app. Liquorsplit.com is the website, or download the app at Liquorsplit and use our code BIGO15 and get 15% off. All right, we told you yesterday to go with the Mets minus 1.5 runs. Yes, I know Sandy was pitching, but I just don't trust their offense, and they got by. It's always like a half run, we win or lose, right? It's interesting how that all works out. Vegas is so amazing. Sandy went 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 5 Ks, got a 1.99 ERA after a poor outing on his behalf. That's like a terrible outing by him. Miguel Rojas did have 3 RBIs in the game tonight. 6:10 Lone Depot Park in just a couple of hours. Carlos Carrasco on the mound. He's 10-4, good buddy, with a 4.07 ERA. And Nick Neidert is on the mound. The Mets are favored by 1.5 runs. The over and under is 8. The Mets, or the Marlins, by the way, are plus 155 here. Look, I'm not going to go with the money line here. I'm not going to go with any of that. I'm going to go Mets, and I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs. They've got the better pitcher, who's 10-4 with a 4.07 ERA. Miami's got a youngster on the mound, a little wet behind the ears. I'm going to go Mets here. I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs. I think they're going to win by 3 or 4 runs in this one. And we are 17-9 right now in our last 26 selections against the spread in our Liquor Split matchup of the night. So the selection tonight, Mets minus 1.5 in our Liquor Split matchup of the night. That is where we're going. And again, download the app, iOS or Android, Liquor Split. Download it. And, of course, $2.99 flat fee. There you go. It's a beautiful thing.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
Alrighty. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, what else do we have? All right, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Hey, tonight, Drive Pink Stadium at 8:00. Inter taking on Cincinnati. Big game, and Coco makes the debut today. So let's hope they can turn things around. All right, Tua looked terrific today. He looked sharp. It was a beautiful deep ball. And for those out there that are wondering, well, can Tua throw the deep ball, right? And some of you, and let me tell you, this is the part that that when we talk about this, whole ridiculous story. And here's Tua, by the way, and let me show you. Here we go. All right. There we go. There you go. You got Tua dropping back. Boom. Bam. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So Tua, watch this, by the way. Tua drops back, and he's at the 30. And it lands on the, about 7, 8. Let me see one more time. He throws it from the 30. Okay, in the air. He steps back, boom, boom. He steps in to the 30. And it lands about the 7 or 8 yard line, I would say. Okay. 7 or 8 yard line on that one. Ooh, I had the Perdomo thing in the way. Did you guys get to see the whole thing? I hope so. But if it lands on the 7 or 8 yard line, that's about 42 yards. And if it threw from the 30, that's a 62 yard strike. Wait a minute. We got to look at that again. Right? Am I doing the right math here? Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let us put some boom in it here. That's a 62 yard strike. And this is what I don't want to hear from you people out there. Well, let's wait for a game and this, that. No. No, you said, those of you out there that don't believe in the kid, you say he can't throw a deep ball. Okay? That's what you guys said. Those of you that don't believe in Tua, you say he can't throw a deep ball. That's what I heard, right? So let me get this right here. Oh wait. Hold on. Now let's include it in the full screen here. Okay? Let's do it one more time. Oh wait. My bad. Let me include it one more time here because I think it is 62 yards. Let's try it again. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, now you got the whole picture. So he drops back. This is the 30. Look where it lands. It lands right around the 7, 8 yard line. So let's go 8. That's 42. And then you add 20 more yards from the 30. That's a 62-yard throw. Okay. 62-yard throw. Okay. And by the way, King of Finland, thank you, sir, for posting that. So King of Finland ended up posting that bomb. You need to keep up with that. Multivitamins and minerals in the heat gets eliminated in our sweat. Make yourself drink water when you go outside. It gets you thirsty. You're already a quarter of water behind. Well, we don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully everything is well with Omar. Supposedly it is. So let's hope so. All right. I've been trying to check in with Omar, but I have not gotten anything back. To be quite honest, maybe he's a little busy right now. You know what I mean? But I think everything is overall. It looks like, he's all right. But going back to the Tua thing, what I love is, and this is how, the shell game. You ever seen the shell game? That's the Tua non-believers, haters, whatever you want. Because he throws a 62-yard bomb in the air. And then what they say is, well, no, let's see if it happens. No, wait a minute. You said he can't throw a deep ball. So he just threw a 62-yard bomb. It's 70 because it ended up being a touchdown, but it was 62 yards in the air. You said he can't throw it. Now he threw it. You know, one guy on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, well, let's wait for a game and blocking and all." If there's blocking, that throw happens. What, you're going to tell me Tyreek Hill can't get behind people? I thought he underthrew him. Oh, by the way, he overthrew him in this one also. For those of you that, because he doesn't have an arm. You know what I mean? He has a noodle arm. He can't throw. And this is what and then when he has success this year, which he will, well, of course, he's got Tyreek Hill. That's how it's going to be. Not that, other quarterbacks have had great receivers too, but that's how it'll be. Well, no, of course he has six. Anybody, that's how they're going to make it sound. Anybody could have success. And then you tell them, yeah, so you think Tannehill can do the same things? And then, then you can just lose him right there at that moment. But it's, it reminds me a lot of some of the things that have happened in politics. You have a group of people that have gone so crazily all in on one dude. And now that they are finding out that they're completely wrong about it, like they're going to do anything to try to justify their position, even though they're dead ass wrong. You know what I mean? Same thing here. That's what these Tua haters and non-believers are. You know how they claim that us Tuanon folk, right? Because, all right, I'm on Tuanon. That, no, we can't be told anything because we think everything positive. No. We just look at it and say, well, he didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have a running game. Didn't have offensive coaches. The kid has shown you he can play in the past. It's the mess around him. And who the hell is going to succeed with a mess around you? You just don't. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to fight you all the way and create excuses along the way for their argument. And in the end, by the end of this season that's upcoming, those of you that disbelieved or hated or thought he couldn't play, in the end, you will be wrong about Tua Tagovailoa. You will find out that he can make any throw he needs to make. Is he a freakish player? No, he's not. But you're going to find out that he's a hell of a quarterback. That's what you're going to find out. And quarterbacks come in all sizes. They have all kinds of arms. They look all kinds of ways. Because you can play the quarterback position. Because you're really intelligent. Because you can read defenses. Because you work hard. And you're athletic enough. And he is more than athletic enough. But the anti-Tua people, since they're backed into a corner now, you won't get them simply to just say, yeah, I'm going to take the L. No, they're going to create all kinds of excuses because they cannot be wrong about him. No, it's everybody else, not him. That's what's going to end up happening. Skyler Thompson. Let me stay with the QBs, okay? I like him. He doesn't know where his arm is going. You know what I mean? He has accuracy issues. There's no doubt about it, but that's why he drops to the end of the draft, and that's why you either draft these kind of guys in the 6th or 7th round or they're street free agents. That's what these kind of guys are. But one of the things that, and I think I told you around the draft time, what I hear from inside the building, he's not looked at as a number one quarterback or anything like that. He's viewed as a guy that possibly has the potential to become a backup quarterback. And one of the things that I like about him, if you watch him, he has his moments where he makes some throws where you're like, he threw one today on the sidelines that this kid, Braylon, ended up making a one-handed catch on the left sideline. If you saw it, I don't know if you were there or not. And it was the only place you could put it because the defender was right there. But he had to put it on the outside, and to Sanders' credit, who, by the way, continues to make plays, just made that fantastic catch. But he's one of those guys, and he has athleticism, has a hell of an arm. He's the kind of guy that you develop into a backup that does the wildcat stuff, that does some running, all the things that you don't want to put your regular guy at risk for doing, and risk for injuries and things like that. Not that he's going to become a backup quarterback, not that he's going to be successful or anything like that, but I do love the chance they took on him. What was he, a 7th rounder, I believe? I love the chance they took on him because if you are able to develop like a quarterback / athlete to be a backup to Tua, that is fantastic. And I think the thinking is you're going to lose Teddy next year anyway. And if Tua does have success this year like they expect, then now he's going into his 4th year. He'll be comfortable. He doesn't really need the veteran behind him all the time anymore. So now you can develop a young guy that you can do some other things with and not put Tua at risk. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I really like the Thompson kid. Skyler Thompson, he's one of those guys that it's like, interesting little talent and exactly what he is, a project to see if you can make him a backup quarterback. I don't know if he's going to make it or not, but from the little that I've seen, there's talent there. There's like raw ability there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool kid. I like that. What else did we see today on the show or in the practice today? We talk a little bit about Braylon Sanders and Skyler Thompson. Connor Williams. This has to be a concern, folks. And this is something that, and it's normal. It happens a lot with guards making the transition to center. They got to learn to play with the ball. They got to learn that they cannot get the anxiety of being so quick to get the snap and block at the same time. They must be thorough in the fact that they've got to get the snap first and then worry about the blocking after. Not easy. And sure, you use a fraction of a second that you lose an advantage when you're snapping to block, and I totally understand that. But today, and it goes with different quarterbacks, so it shows you that it's really the center. If Skyler's had some issues too, by the way. He's had issues with snapping too. That's been a problem, but I expect Skyler Thompson to have problems with that because that's not his thing. He's learning how to play the quarterback position now in a different way. So I expect a lot of mistakes from that kid, but he's not there to play. But when I'm watching some of the snapping with the other quarterbacks, I know that's not a Bridgewater or Teddy issue. I mean, I'm sorry, a Bridgewater or Tua issue. That's a Connor Williams issue. That's one where they've got to plenty of time, part of the process, part of the learning curve. Hopefully he'll get it, but it is one hell of a challenge for Connor Williams right now to get that snap down. 855-912-1056 on the Welt and Rayom text line. If you want to get in, that's 855-912-1056. Teron Armstead took the day off. It's the whole thing pacing him. No hurry, man. Butler is out. Adam Butler with the knee. Michael Dieter with a foot. They're still waiting on, some results and some more information, but it doesn't seem like it's a long-term serious issue, but at the moment they cannot practice. So let's see, what else did we Chase looked really, really good, man. Now I don't go right now. I can't get crazy about linemen and running game and all that and linebackers and D linemen because they're not hitting, but man, he looks good. He looks sleek. He looks fast. He looks comfortable in the offense, which is pretty cool. Van Ginkel, pass deflection, 2 sacks. Told you yesterday when we were talking to my man Omar, I am one of those guys that I'm a big Van Ginkel fan, and I think Van Ginkel's going to have a breakout year. I'm a fan of his because I just think that we're talking about a guy that has a knack for being around the football. And today with a pass deflection, this is who he is. He's not going to flash you with, my God, look at this guy. He looks like a god. Look at the body. Look at this guy's 6'5". No, this is not that freakish athlete. He's not going to run like a deer and you're like, holy shit, this guy's that big and that fat. That's not who this guy is. Okay, he's not going to overpower you or something. No, this guy is an all-effort guy, but he's a smart guy, and that motor never stops. And he has a knack for the football. I can't explain it about Andrew Van Ginkel, just like you can't explain it with Javon Holland and X. That's at another level, but Van Ginkel has those qualities of being a ball hawk. Not at the X level, but he has the qualities of being around the football. And those kind of guys, for me, are priceless. So that's one guy that I'm really looking forward to it. See what we got here. I'd feel better if we got a true center and move Connor back to guard. Dieter would be a great guard center swing, so he could continue to learn. Not sure who to get. Well, it must be that J.C. Treader must not convince people to some certain extent, right? Even though he's a good player, there's got to be something there too. Looking for a center reminds me of the beginning of the school year where our district is scrambling for 400 teacher positions to fill before the school year. And he's right. Let's see. Big O, were you able to see our special teams during camp? Yeah, Rosendo. I mean, because they're not hitting right now and all that, it's not really, something that to measure, but the kicking is good at least. Next week, man, pads come on and you start to get a better feel. And then the preseason, the practices against these other teams, all of that now is going to really just open everything up for us and give us more to talk about and more to measure and get a feel for this team. That's what I can tell you. All right, let me see what else do we have here going on. Don't forget, folks, to please like and subscribe to this channel. This is our second channel, our normal channel, just in case you're new. It's Big O Radio Show. That's our main channel. We'll be back on Monday through Friday there. But once in a while, we're going to do some shows here. Plus, we're going to add more videos here that we're already doing. So some of the videos you don't get in the other channel. Plus this channel, we need to get to 1,000. And we're going to have some live programming also down the line. So just in case when the platform has to cover multiple things, we need a second channel. So that's why we're doing this. And we've got over 13,000 subscribers already. Thank you very much, by the way, on our main channel, Big O Radio Show. We need to get this one over 1,000. So please subscribe to this channel and let's get over 1,000 here. We just need to get some of you from the 13,000 over here to just give us a subscribe and always hit the notification bell on the other channel and this one. So that way you always get the notice of when we are going live or when Sean is going live with a wrestling show for you wrestling fans out there. Okay. Now fans are saying single high safety. Yeah, that'll never happen. Whatever, bro. I don't care. I am not worried about it. I am looking forward to a terrific season this year with the Dolphins, man. I'm looking forward to having a lot of fun. All right, we thank Cameron Wolfe. We thank Marcel Louis Jacques for joining us on the program, as they always do every single week. And if you're new, make sure you go to Big O Radio Show and subscribe there. We've got 14 insiders that are exclusive to us here in South Florida, so make sure you check it out. Also, Inside the Paint returns this week on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Ira Winderman and Kurt Heelan from Pro Basketball Talk will be getting it done. So that's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of information now, because we got, obviously, Iro's a great insider, and now we've added Kurt Heelan, who's a national insider. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic. All right. Appreciate all of you out there. We will see you, I guess, on Monday. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big